My name is Ha. I was born in Vietnam. I'm a chef in the center. The elderly people, they come here because when their children grow up, they don't live with them anymore. They want to come here to enjoy and talk to their friends and eating Vietnamese food. Vietnamese people, they work very hard. Most people, they come here to looking for a job. The life is very hard back in the country. In my city, the food is very nice. Yeah, like spring roll. Yeah, if you eat spring roll in Hai Phong, it's the best one in Vietnam. I think so. Very tasty.
My name is Yu Lam. We are in the Hackney Chinese Community Center. Originally came from Hong Kong. I came in summer and I quite like the environment because Hong Kong is all tower block, very overcrowded, so many people, and came to London. It was in summer, sunny, big park. It didn't last long. Of course, summer followed by autumn, autumn and winter, and autumn, winter were cold. I went to the park and for no reason a white man came towards me and charged towards me and just spit in my face and tell me to go home. Another experience of on the bus journey, where people just call you names. I must say, over the years it has improved a little bit, and that in general the attitude has changed for the better. But in recent years, with the rise of the nationalism in this country, that it start to have those the behavior towards migrants again.
Center, we have people from Vietnam, the Vietnamese and the Vietnamese Chinese. We have from the mainland China Chinese, and the Hong Kong Chinese and Malaysian Chinese. Although we are all Chinese, but probably our culture are different. The language, the dialect we speak are different too. I'm originally from Malaysia. Yeah, I'm the second generation born in Malaysia, and then I've come to England, and then I have my family here, and my two daughters is born here, British born Chinese, what they call it, BBC. In the center we have like loads, yeah. We have ballroom dance, mahjong, karaoke, table tennis, calligraphy, luncheon club, tai chi, board game, chess, Chinese chess, and all these we are trying to fit around the people with different interests, because not all people like the mahjong, not all people like mahjong.
I think today a lot of our members are predominantly older people. This is a very big change from the so-called traditional family structure. Chinese culture has a very strong sense of family value. It is not uncommon to have 3, 4, 5 generations live under one roof. But then this country, when we come to this country, the social system, the environment doesn't support that. The British society encourage children, once you reach your adult age, you move out of the nest and be independent. So centers like this provide a community home for them who come and have a common background, common social value that they can share, and they can talk about the children and moan about. when they see that more people are of similar experience, then make them feel it's not their own failure of the culture, but rather they see this as a place that they can support each other. My life changed with the fact that I've been here for 45 years now, 46 years, and I've been aging. When I first came, I have black hair, handsome. Now I'm silver hair, old and ugly.
But still handsome. Right, beans, runner beans, they save the world because again habitats are being
Yes, Rainbow Grow started up about, I think, 3 years ago. The Mayor of Hackney asked for new ideas for initiatives, and I was in the process of thinking of giving up full-time teaching. And at the end of my teaching career, I'd gotten very into gardening, and it was such a great way to bring the community together around the school, parents from different cultures. You know, people just really got involved, and I just thought, wouldn't it be great to have an LGBTQI plus project in Hackney that revolved around gardening and growing food and cooking food, sharing food, bringing food, all those sorts of things. Nice, healthy activity.
If you're saving your own seeds, then the viability will be quite good for a number of years.
I'm originally from New York City, but I've lived in Hackney for 37 years. I think it's really important to have alternatives to the club scene or the bar scene. You know, I like a glass of wine with my dinner, but I'm not one to sit around a pub, never have been. It's not part of my culture. And I think a lot of people like to socialise but don't want drink as the focus, and the LGBTQI community for a long time has revolved around the club scene and about how you look and all those sorts of things, and I just thought it would be really nice to do something different and to do something outdoors. If you look, the seeds are the little tiny, the dark ones. I think that there is, you know, that issue about loneliness and how to get involved in things, and if you're no longer on the club scene, how do you make new friends? And if people don't have children, and a lot of older generation LGBTQI people didn't have children, I think now it's more commonplace for younger couples to settle down, have children, and maybe integrate into, you know, the wider community. But I think for older people especially, it's nice to be able to meet other people in a different area. And also our group is intergenerational, and I think that's important. And it was really funny the first time Hackney's mayor said, Rainbow Grow, the intergenerational group. And all of a sudden I realised I'm the older generation. And it was just like it was a shock, you know. But it's really nice to be sort of mixing with 30-year-olds and teenagers, you know, young people as well. Some of our members are from abroad, some are from the EU, and as I said, I'm originally from America, so it's nice to have this extended family.
Hackney is known as the centre of drag these days, alternative drag. My name is John Nolan. I'm a performer and I own this pub called The Glory, and my drag name, because I can be a bit of a drag queen on the side, is John Sizzle. I was born in London to Irish immigrant parents in the 60s. I used to be working advertising, and I left advertising and became a drag queen. I became a drag queen. I left a very good job and became a drag queen. I'm sort of doing this and creating an environment for other people to come to. So I feel like a bit like a mother in a way, just keeping that house running so that everyone else can grow and be noisy around me. I'm 51 now, so I came out in the 80s, which was a really difficult time. You know, there were so many areas you didn't feel safe. You didn't see the diversity of types of people within the LGBTQ community. It was more gay, lesbian, and nothing in between. but over years, it's got more diverse. It's got more accepting. It's been more accepted. People understand it more. But there's something in the air at the moment. There's a change in the country. I think since all this Brexit trouble and Trump coming into power and move towards more right-wing point of views, that there's a lot of tension in the air. It feels more dangerous. I would describe my gay family, or everyone I know around here, as being key to the modernity of London. They're all rooted in the community. They work in the community, they spend their money in the community, they love the community, and they add that essential flavour to Hackney that Hackney's renowned for. Hackney's always been really diverse. It's always been full of immigrants and different nationalities and creeds. And long may it continue.
I don't look it, but I'm 72 years old.
I live in Hackney, North London, because I'm UK Black British. I suffer autistic from the early 60s.
I've got new glasses. Although I have a learning disability, I am so sensible.
Is to cut down on sugar, cut down on bad habits, not takeaways. I felt shy, I was upset in the emotional. I do get physically, mentally and the emotional, because I just don't like other pupils for go on tormenting me and bullying me. That's what I get, because I was shy.
I do a lot of voluntary work. I think you can feel otherwise if you don't do things like that. I think you can feel very, very isolated and, you know, sort of lonely.
Well, what I get this out of the group here is to be a volunteer, to be communications, to help one another, to support one another. That's how very important it is.
Here you are, you're representing older people. Steering group, the Older People's Committee. How can you reach into the parts, all parts of the community, the nooks and crannies that you can't see? How are you genuinely working as a group to reach into the different parts and get the voice and bring that voice back to the right arena?
I think it's really, really important that people with learning disabilities are seen in the community as doing the same things as everybody else is doing. It's very important that we do everything, like go to work, get married, have a family, do whatever we want to do. And we should be supported to do that if that's what we need.
Yeah. So don't assume, isn't it?
Up until 2 years ago, I was driving. It took me 4 years to learn to pass my test. To me, it's a law that I've done that when the doctors actually said when I was a child and a baby, I wouldn't walk, I wouldn't talk, I wouldn't do nothing. I'd just be a vegetable. And what my parents were told, you probably don't know this because you're very young, but parents in those days were told to put their children away and get on with your life and have another child. Because people out there, they don't see us as the same as they are, but we are.
Do we hear each other's view? We can't change a big system, but we can change our little system.
You know, we have to be inclusive.
Yeah.
Don't make assumptions about ability being older does not mean they cannot do things.
Yeah, exactly. What I really enjoyed on doing is access all areas in Hoxton Hall. Being an actress, to me, I just want to be an artist.
Being helpful, polite, reliable, even if you don't particularly like somebody or the way they look.
I love it when I'm filmed. I think it's really getting it out there in the community and letting people see. Because what is here has to show.
Worrying, why do I let my soul worry? Wondering what in the world did I do? Oh, crazy for thinking that my love could hold you. I'm crazy for trying and crazy for crying, and I'm crazy for love.